I've been hearing a lot of people, mostly a lot of dumb people, claim that Season 4, Episode 4 of Invincible is filler. And while I get why they are saying this, it doesn't really make sense. For something to be considered filler, it needs to meet the following requirements. One is that it isn't canon to the original source material, obviously, and two, it doesn't have any impact on the plot. And I wish I could say that Season 4, Episode 4 doesn't meet either of these requirements, but unfortunately, for the sake of my argument, this episode does not take place in the original comic. However, even though it doesn't take place in the original comic, I still wouldn't just write it off as filler. For one, the episode was specifically written by Robert Kirkman, the original creator of the comic, so it's not like Naruto, where the animation team just made up some BS to buy time before they could adapt things from the manga again. Besides, so many things get changed from the comic that it's hard to even call it a one-to-one adaptation. In the comic, Debbie ends up forgiving Nolan way earlier than she does in the show. Would you call any added drama from that filler? The show explores the fact that Donald is a cyborg thoroughly, but it's barely touched on in the comic. Would you call any of that filler? In the show, Shrinking Ray is a dude and dies fighting the Lizard League, meaning Rex's relationship with her doesn't happen in the comics. Would you call that filler? Probably not. All the things I just mentioned are well-liked parts of the show's continuity, and it would be a lesser story without these changes that could be considered filler. Donald grappling with the fact that he's not entirely human anymore is what makes his character stand out, and frankly, it would have been an assassination of Debbie's character if she forgave Nolan as soon as he came back, and it would have made Nolan's redemption feel far less deserved. Rex is a fan-favorite character because of his redemption arc, and without his relationship with Ray, we don't really get that. So in the context of Invincible specifically, I wouldn't call something that does happen in the show but doesn't happen in the comic filler, especially when it's written by the original creator. Now let's address the second requirement for something to be considered filler, it not having any impact on the plot. On the surface, it doesn't seem like this episode does have any meaningful plot impact. After all, the beginning of the show has always been about the looming threat that the Viltrum Empire poses towards Earth, right? Wrong. From the very beginning, the show has been about Mark's morality. And I think that's something most people would agree with. Every major moment in the series, from the very beginning of the show, has been about Mark's morality. In Season 1, he refuses to go against his morals for his father's approval. In Season 2, Mark learns what it means to kill someone in his fight with Levi. In Season 3, Mark decides that maybe sometimes killing is a necessary evil after his fight with Conquest. And that comes into play in Season 4 when he kills Russ Livingston to stop the Sequid invasion, and when he fights Conquest for the second time. But what does Episode 4 have to do with all this? Mark's morals are brought up. Mark's concern that he is slowly turning into a heartless killing machine like his father is also brought up, and it's no coincidence that Mark was summoned to Hell because the spell mistaken him for his father. Mark had just killed Russ, and he was still grappling with the consequences of that. And he was still deciding if killing Russ did make him one step closer into turning into his father. By the end of the episode, Mark is forced to kill the big bad to save the day yet again, but because of his talk with Darkblood and Art in this episode, he realized that the world isn't as black and white as he wants it to be. And just because he kills, and his father kills, that doesn't make them the same kind of person. This episode is going to have a lasting impact on Mark's character and Mark's beliefs about killing going forward, and that's why it can't be called filler. So, if you made it this far, I hope you realized that this episode isn't filler, and if you never believed that it was filler, I hope you believe it more. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Maybe comment if you feel so inclined. Have a good one.